Chelsea. Give us a win, yo. 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 In blue we stand, united we rise. No more defeats. Let's break down these doors. Texas rising up. We will stand tall. Together we fight. We will conquer all. Give us a win, yo. 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 In blue we stand. United we rise. The banters they throw, we are rising again. No matter the cost. Give us a win, yo. Give us a win, yo. In blue we stand. United we rise. No more defeats. Let's break down these doors. Justice rising up. We will stand tall. Together we fight. We conquer all. Give us a win, yo. 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 In blue we stand. United we rise. We are faithful and true. With hope in our hearts, we will push
Yes, guys. Yes, people. We are back. Sadly, we're back for another preview. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Usually a fixture that suits us at home. But I mean, my faith, my belief is at rock bottom right now. My hopes of Europe are faint. They're literally just hanging on by a thread. And I feel like if we lose this game, it's time to just pack it up. It's time to just pack it up. But hey, we're here. Newcastle don't really like travelling to the bridge. Their record has been a little bit inconsistent. There's a bit of hope. There's a bit of hope. I don't really see it. I don't really see it. We need near perfection from now to get back into European spots, the spots that we haven't touched all season. Let's see if we can do it. But hey, big up to everybody that's in here. We're going to delve into everything regarding the Chelsea-Newcastle game. We're going to talk about the injuries. We're going to talk about Poch's quotes. We're going to talk about the latest news around Chelsea in terms of transfers, everything in the last few days. I had to take a day off yesterday. I did see that they did the press conference a day earlier, which I didn't really guess why, but I couldn't be bothered with it. I couldn't be bothered with the quotes. This was my day off. So, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. Big up to everybody that's in it, though. Big up to Michael. Big up to Nuhu. Big up to Fraser. Yeah, I did see the guy who made Dragon Ball died today. So, yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I never really watched Dragon Ball Z, so I can't say too much about it. But to everybody who did have an affinity with it, hope you guys are all good. Rest in peace and all of that. Feel free to put a tribute in the chat. And yeah, big up. Big up to De Niro. Big up to Saka's older brother. What a name. Big up to Warrior. Big up to Gallagher, Fraser, De Niro. I can't pronounce your name, but big up my guy. That's his name. Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Big up to Taylor. Big up to Maldini. Big up to everybody that's in here. Big up to everybody that's in here. Steve, Arthur, Mike. Big up my guys. Big up. Did Mourinho really say he's not interested in coming back because of the board? No, I did see a quote come out from Pies that Shaggy guy met Mourinho a few days ago. He said, in response to a fan asking for a return, thank you, my friend, but Chelsea is not the Chelsea we once knew. I don't know if that means he would say no to a potential return, because I have seen reports say otherwise. Maybe it means the owners aren't really looking at him. Or maybe they had talks and, like, they didn't get to an agreement or something. I don't know. But yeah, big up to Mourinho. Big up to Mourinho. I actually don't know what manager we're going to go for in the summer. Yeah, Maldini, it's a bit vague in general. It's a bit vague. Like, I'm not going to look at that one quote and say, oh, he's not joining us. We'll see. We'll see. Mourinho saying, I don't recognize this club anymore. It's like, fairs. I don't. I don't think anybody does. So, I don't think that means he's not joining. I just think he's looking at the situation. And he's like, this ain't the Chelsea team I know. So, we all know that. We all know that. So Lewis can meet Caicedo and say Caicedo told me he doesn't rape. If I was shameless, I'd do that. Big up to De Niro with the money. Big up my G saying, big up Lewis, my G. I live in a household of Chelsea fans. Unbearable. You're blessed though. The only Chelsea fan I like. Keep that. Big up my guy. I think NRG, that might be a Nigerian flag. I'm not too sure. It doesn't really show on here. Oh no, yeah. Oh, keep that energy. Keep that energy. All right, big up my brother. Big up, man. I don't know what energy I give out except just pure depression. Pure depression. But that's it. Lopetegui isn't necessarily a preferred manager. It's just anybody but Poch at this point. I could just put a list of 3 managers other than Ollie and Lampard, and they'd all be in there. Yeah, bro, I thought it was a flag. Like, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, into this match preview. 2 inconsistent teams. 2 injury-prone teams. We do come back after a 9-day break. And I guess that was necessary for the players. It was definitely necessary for the fans. But we still got injuries. This time, it's Chilwell, Colwell, and Gallagher all out. Somehow even Conor Gallagher couldn't escape the injuries. Although, to be fair, Gallagher's only got the flu. So maybe if he gets fit by then, he might start. Or you might see him on the bench, but I don't know. I don't really care either. It's just, if he ain't playing, you might see Mudryk go back in the 10. Other than that, I don't really know what changes you're going to make. Enzo and Caicedo will obviously play in the midfield. In terms of left back, I think Cucurella will have to go for some final tests. I think Pochettino said something about that in his press conference. What was the quote? He said the most important for us is to be considered in our to be concerned in our performance and to deal with 2 or 3 starting 11 players that we will need to find different solutions again. To see if Marc Cucurella arrives in good condition or change again the way we play. So we do need to double check if Cucurella is going to be fit. I think he's back in training, but will he be able to start? I don't know. If that doesn't happen, you're probably going to see Disasi play right back and Gusto play left back. Or you're probably going to see Gusto right back and Gilchrist left back. I don't really want to see Gilchrist start. Like, I don't think he's shown me enough to deserve it. I saw people talking about on merit Gilchrist needs to start. Like, what merit? What merit? Just like, he's there. Bring him off the bench if you want to bring him off the bench. But I wouldn't start him. I wouldn't start him at all. I think the Sassy right back, Gusto left back might be the best thing that we can do. I actually don't know. Silva probably comes back into the lineup as well. And yeah, that should be it for the back 4. Mudryk probably plays in the 10. Or you see Palmer playing the 10. Although I'd rather keep Palmer on the right-hand side where he's comfortable and he plays his best football. Sterling probably stays in the lineup or comes back into the lineup. I don't remember. No, he didn't start. I don't think he started. So yeah, maybe Sterling goes back into the lineup. What was even the last lineup against Brentford? Because we played that 3 at the back formation, which I hope we never see again. Oh, not the highlights. Fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah, it was just Jackson and Palmer. So I think you might see Sterling return back into the lineup for this one. And I guess that will be the team. Score early, and like we have a chance. Although Poch will just take the sting out of the game at halftime anyway. So brace yourself for a tough 45 minutes at some point in the game. Newcastle do have their own injury issues. Their form has been a little bit inconsistent, so I can't say like they're going to walk into this game as favourites. Troops even said on the back again pod that they don't really do well in London. They haven't won at the Bridge since 2012. Yeah, they haven't won since 2012 when Pape Cisse scored that banger against us. And we've only lost 1 out of our last 28 league home games. Stat records coming like Tottenham's against us. So great. There should be an opportunity to win. Should. And if we don't win, I'm just going to forget about the league. I'm just going to forget about it. It's just going to turn into friendlies for me because I'm running out of the energy. This team is driving me fucking crazy. And I feel like I'm losing it by the week. So I need to protect my sanity at a certain point. If we don't win this game, I'm signed out. I'm signed out of the league. Just give me a little bit of hopium for the cup. That's it. At least Newcastle have their own players out. They got no Target. They got no Pope. They got no Joe Linton. They got no Wilson. And they got no Trippier out for this game. So faith is at an all-time low. Bush says you have the Sheffield away ticket if you have one. I'll let you know because Fata gets my away tickets. So I'll have to be through him. Big up to Tommy Beats as well, saying so much Osimhen and Williams PR the last few days. I did see Ornstein talk about it as well. Let me get that up on the big screen. Where is it? GG says setting yourself up for disappointment, mate. I've been doing it this season. I've been doing it. So this is what Ornstein said regarding Osimhen and Williams. He said he's a player Chelsea and a number of other Premier League clubs like and have been looking at for a while. I think the size of the salary would be problematic, and therefore I'd class Williams to Chelsea as unlikely at the moment. I did think that was one of the stumbling blocks with Williams, because I think before tax his wages are around 200 to 250k a week, and we've already had reports saying that our wage structure is more or less capped at 150. Unless in special situations. So it remains to be seen how much they value Williams, but we'll have to see. That was one of the stumbling blocks I had in mind. January showed the period of Premier League clubs paying massive transfer fees and salaries may be slowing down, largely because of PSR. Chelsea, like many clubs, are tight on PSR, which is profit and sustainability, and therefore need to cut their cloth accordingly. Today's financial results showed that, but everything I hear suggests they fully expect to remain compliant and will do what it takes to ensure that. It means that when we hear talk of someone like Osimhen being signed this summer, I think it is very unlikely, owing to the transfer fee and salary. Which, I hear it, but like Tommy Beats, you beat me to that. You beat me to that. Ornstein and Fabrizio contradict each other. Oh, there's another idiot in the chat thinking I'm a Bowley stan. You can hold that. Yeah, Fabrizio said, what did Fabrizio say? Osimhen considers Chelsea one of the most interesting options to join in the summer. He's not sure if Chelsea are currently the front runners, and they are in the race. They are in the race. Yeah, Williams ain't on 250k after tax. I think before tax it's around 200 to 250. I think. Again, I can't really confirm, but I did see someone saying that. So that might be a problem. So I have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. In terms of this, though, like, he's probably talking about the situation right now. But that still doesn't take into account player sales that we can still make. Lewis Hall, which was already been reported by Fabrizio of Eddie Howe, saying that he can confirm Lewis Hall's permanent move is close to being triggered. So if that happens, you've got near 30 million already of pure profit. You get rid of Broja, you get rid of Matson, you get rid of Gallagher. That's more pure profit. You get rid of Kepa, you get rid of Lukaku. You should be fine. And I think as well, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the new amortization rules don't come into account until the start of the next year. Well, the next transfer year, which would be in July. So if you get this deal sorted in June, I think because we're out of Europe, we would still be able to amortize through 7 years. So keep that in mind as well. I don't think it's as cut and dry as, oh, we ain't got the money right now, so we're not going to get him. There's still a few variables that are out there. So Osimhen could still come. Pause. Brazy pause, but still. He could still end up being a Chelsea player. We just need to see who we can get rid of and how quickly we can get rid of them and what the amortization rules are saying at that time. So we'll see. We'll see, but Ornstein's saying it's unreliable at this point. But yeah, I'll have to see who else it would be if it's not them. Because Tony, again, not too sure. Not too sure. Sesko, I haven't seen enough of him, but from the games I've seen, I'm not really that keen on him. Gyökeres is having a good season, but I think he'd be about 70 mil or something like that. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I said Kepa isn't leaving. He's on 150k a week. I know, but like that can't stop you trying, innit? That can't stop you trying. I would just try and take whatever the first offer is for that guy. Because he's got a year left. He's got a year left. And yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I also saw Lukaku quotes saying when asked about his future at Chelsea or Roma, he says, I don't want any controversy with them in England. I have to be smart. You know what I mean? Did I learn the lesson? Let me go, guys. I have to stay. Which I'm not sure if he said stay or I have to say. But, Still sounds like he's learning to keep his mouth shut. Still don't know what we're going to do with him in the summer. I don't know if Roma tried to keep him. Part of me quietly feels like he's trying to assess his options and see if he can come back. And I really hope that's not the case, but if we don't have any other options, we might have to consider that crap. Which is a really shit situation to be in the first place, but we need a gunman. Our hands might be tied, so I'm begging we can get Osimhen sorted. I can't be asked for this dickhead. I can't be asked for him. Even bringing him back just disgusts me by the thought of it. But I mean, our hands are tied. Our hands are very much tied. Not even tied. It's just we're in a very shit situation. And I don't even know if beggars can be choosers. So I don't know. I think we should have at least used him this season. Well, he didn't want to be here. So I don't know. If he wanted to be here, I would have heard it. But if you're not invested in being at my football club, then what's the point? Maybe it sounds like he's warming to it a bit more. Which, I mean, is great. Great news. But I would still be pissed off with him regardless of what happens, because he spent 2.5 years trying to sort out a bagsman. Just because he threw his toys out of the pram after 4 months. I've had to have 1.5 years of watching Kai Havertz up front, which is like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. We tried to make Aubameyang work, and then we benched him because he had a bonus appearance fee. Now we got nothing. Now we got absolutely nothing. Man said he's mocking us and is understandable since we are a laughing stock. I don't even think he's mocking us. He's just saying he doesn't want to say anything. Which is partly why I think if you're not trying to say anything, you're trying to get in some good books. So that's why you're not trying to say anything. But hey, we'll see. Lukaku changes his opinions like the wind changes direction. So can't really take anything that he says too seriously. On to some Poch quotes. Poch said the project is delayed because of circumstances, which is like, yeah, you are one of the big circumstances, mate. He also said nothing to complain or say. We completely understand the situation and frustration. We need to accept. We need to try to improve in the way we play and results and try to change this feeling. We need our fans. Hopefully Monday the fans will be behind us. Well, you got to give them a reason to be behind you. If I was a fan, I'd behave the same in terms of frustration. It's Chelsea. We are not matching expectation, which is why we accept the reaction. But then you say the performances were good. So I don't care about you trying to relate to this fan base when you barely try and do anything to connect with the same fan base. But whatever. You say one thing and you do another thing. So I don't care. It's fucking crap. Yes, it's the owners as well, but I'm not going to stop blaming Poch. We shouldn't be 11th in March, so spare me that bullshit. I'm not listening to it. People think I don't give the owners and the directors any stick whatsoever. No, you're fucking tapped. I'm looking at the stuff at the pitch, and ideally, I need to look at the manager first and foremost for that, because he's the one that makes shit decisions every week. How hard is that for people to understand? How fucking hard is that for people to understand? And people say it's the owners, it's not Poch. No, it's all of them. It's all of them. Fucking hell. What else is he saying? It's about the circumstance, style of play. And in terms of the current state of play, it's about the expectation of Chelsea to win titles. If they don't want to understand, what can we do? Who the hell has demanded Chelsea to win titles this season, though? Nobody, even in an ideal season, wanted Chelsea to win titles because it would be unrealistic as fuck. Unrealistic as fuck. Gallagher FC, I'm not saying that we have a squad that's guaranteed top 4, but it's a squad that can compete. It's a squad that can compete, and I will die on that hill. I believe it's a squad that can be competitive. Competitive for top 4, it'll be around 4th or 7th. That's where we should be. Not 11th. Not 11th. I'm not hearing that. Not hearing that at all. Also said on too many young players, maybe, yes, that could be the issue. That is like a very minor issue compared to your tactics, compared to directors keeping you in this job. There you go for everyone who says I don't talk about the directors. There you are. But it's just all excuses. All excuse and a little bit of trying to understand the fan base by saying we understand the situation and we understand the frustration. But then he talks about the expectation of Chelsea to win titles, which I think is yet again another bit of gaslighting, because literally no fan was talking about Chelsea competing for the title. Nobody. Nobody at all. But hey, whatever. Thank you, Poch. Thank you, Poch, for another press conference of bullshit. What else is there? There was a few stats that I wanted to get into. So, as we already said, Chelsea just lost one of their 28 league home games. Newcastle could complete their first league double over Chelsea since 1987. Chelsea come into this match below Newcastle in the table for a 4th consecutive league meeting, their longest run since their first 8 games between 93 and 97. Across the last 3 seasons, Chelsea have won just 11% of their league games against sides above them in the table. 11% of our games against sides above us in the table. Wow. Fucking hell. We've won 3 games in the last 3 seasons against teams above us in the league. These stats get worse and worse. Okay, so Chelsea won 7 of their first league games under Pochettino when scoring first, but are winless in our last 3 games, drawing their last 2 games after netting the opener. The Blues haven't scored first and failed to win in 3 consecutive league games since May 2016. Well, we need to score first, ideally, in this game anyway. And if we don't, then boy. Arsenal win the double and Poch gets sacked, or Arsenal lose both and Poch stays. You know what? I refuse to answer that question. Big up to my guy Hussam, but I'm not answering that question because I don't like either of the answers. Big up to... Oh, wait, what was the last one? Newcastle have scored 57 league goals this season, 16 more than they had at this stage last season. However, they've conceded 45 goals, which is 26 more than last season. Their matches are averaging 3.8 goals per game this season, the second highest ratio by a team in the Premier League season, behind only Liverpool in 13-14. So what that stat is basically trying to hint at is that this could be a high-scoring game. Cool. Newcastle have a strong attack, not a strong defense. We just have a better attack than last season and a worse defense. I mean, an even worse defense now with all of our injuries, but figure it out, innit? Yeah, big up to my guy, Hussam. Big up, bro, but I can't answer that question because I just don't know which one I'd prefer. I really don't. Like, I want Poch gone today. I want him gone now. I want him gone yesterday. But I still don't know if that's going to happen. Figure it out. Back 4. Hopefully Cucurella's fit. If Silva isn't fit, then boy, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do for this lineup anyway. I ain't got a clue. But let's see what the panel's saying because I'm going to send the link out. Big up to everybody that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that shit. Let me know what you guys are all saying. And yeah, up the Chelsea. Up the fucking Chelsea. Also, hit the like button. Hit the like button. No way, is Instagram down? Yeah, shit, Instagram's down. Let me see if it's just on my phone. If it's just the laptop or on my phone. I have to have a look. Okay, it might work on my phone, so bear with me for the guys on Instagram. I'm going to have to send the link through there. Bear with me for a quick sec, guys. Lion's share, brother. What? I don't know what you want from me. Do you want me to smile and be happy? Like, what? Big up, bro. But what do you want from me, man? Like, this season has been fucking pathetic. My hopes are in the bin. My beliefs in the bin. What do you want me to do? Smile and be positive? Like, can't help you. How about the team give me a reason to not whine? Brother, we are 11th in March and people want me to be happy. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But bear with me quickly. It's actually so much longer through the phone, but... Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Nearly done, guys. Nearly done. Yeah, just smile and be happy, man. We will beat Newcastle 5-0. We will beat Newcastle 5-0. Doesn't matter about our injuries. We'll keep a clean sheet. Fuck it. We're Chelsea. Nearly done. Nearly done. This is actually so long doing it through the phone. You need to pattern it up. Insta needs to pattern up. This is bullshit. Cool. Yeah, that's everybody. What are we saying, guys? What are we saying?
Big up, Lewis.
I've been whining for so long. Has anyone got any positive thoughts to say about this game?
No.
Gallagher might not be in the starting 11, maybe?
No, I've got some positivity. We're going to win 5-0. I'm going to see an Enzo hat-trick. I'm going to see Poch get manager of the season. We're going to win the league. Jackson top goal scorer, golden boot. Yeah, it's all good.
Nice.
Nothing to worry about there now.
No.
Suddenly my hopes have gone up now.
There you go.
I'm really happy.
Done. All good.
All good.
Yeah.
All good.
Scott summed it up perfectly, huh?
Well, I get it. I don't want to be depressed every game too, but guess what? We're here 11th.
Yeah,
We're here 11th in March.
because of this
Like we
manager.
want to feel like this.
Do we want to be happy and lower the standards even more?
Well,
No,
I don't know.
We got to stay positive until we're relegated, though. That's the attitude we got to have. Positivity until relegation.
Forget just after being relegated. Once we get relegated, we can piss the championship.
oh, I hope we don't.
See, if Leicester can do it, so can we. So can we, and everything will be happy again. We'll win every game. I'm sure one of our players will be top goal scorer in the championship, and we'll pretend it's the Champions League. There we
Shit.
go. There we go. We can go to Cardiff away and call it a European away day or some shit. That make everybody happy. Like, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry
suppose.
that I whine on every stream. We are 11th.
In March.
We are 11th.
I'm sorry I want more for my football club than 11th. I apologise. I would like more for this fucking club than being 11th.
Well, I mean, we've got this clown in charge, so yeah, there's no hope for him.
No
Unbelievable.
chance.
And people are so
Our
gassed.
hopes of Europe are faint. If we win, there's a little bit of hope. If we
No, they're
lose,
not
I
even-
give up.
Bro, they're not even,
Yeah.
bro. Our hopes of Europe, depending on what Europe you want, like they're damn near impossible. As of right now, we have for us to get any kind of Europe with how the season is at the moment, we have to get 6th, which means getting to United, who are 8 points ahead of us.
Gosh.
That's any kind of Europe, by the way. That's Conference League. Obviously, that can change depending on who wins the trophies. But as of right now, United is in 6th, is what we're aiming for any kind of Europe, and that's Conference League.
8 points behind them with a game in hand. We are 6 points behind 7th with a game in hand.
7th doesn't
Who do
matter.
West Ham play?
7th right now doesn't get
Burnley,
us
so they're
Europe.
winning.
7th only gets us Europe if certain things happen in terms of like cups and the European competitions. As of right now, 7th doesn't get us shit. It's 6th or nothing.
Really?
Yep. So unless one of the basically, if anyone that finishes 6th or above wins the FA Cup, then it will change, right? Because then 6th will get Europa and 7th will get Conference. As of right now, 6th is Conference League.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
5th is what we need to get Europa League if we want
Yeah.
Europa League.
So it wouldn't be 3 teams getting into Europa.
Nope.
If
But,
let's
like,
say
Again, Lewis, as I said, it depends on like say who's in the Conference League. Say I think Villa are, they win the Conference League, or like Liverpool win the Europa League, for example. Then it might change. As of this moment in time, as of today when we're talking, 6th is Conference League.
so. Wait, no.
basically-
If Villa win the Conference League, it'll still be 3 sides.
Yeah, like
Because like West Ham won it
Villa-
last
Yeah,
year,
but
and
what, if
Brighton and
Villa win
Liverpool
the
went there
Conference
too.
League, sorry, if they win the Conference League and still finish in the top 5, then it might be a case of 7th gets Conference League. But what we're basically relying on is English teams to win their respective European competitions. So what we basically need is Liverpool to win the Europa League, for example, and or Villa to win the Conference League. That's what we're relying on.
We need Liverpool and City to do us a favour in the European Cups and maybe get 8th. I can't stand it.
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We're in a bad spot.
Yeah. Because of this clown.
I just got
we're here.
here.
No,
Why
no,
you,
not
why you
just him.
calling me clown? Fuck, I just got here. Why you calling me fucking clown?
Nah, not you, Alex. I'm calling about you. I'm not calling you. a
Watch owners, directors, they're all the reason.
Alex
why we're
already
here.
on smoke, huh?
clown.
Nah, yeah, fuck. I just.
Because they're still enabling this shit.
Not looking forward to the game, Alex, are we?
I tell you the truth, I have way more on my
Yeah.
plate lately than.
I get it.
than
You
just-
and me both, bro. You and me
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, what are your tough life? Is like you got kids that ask for shit, Lewis? Yeah, tell me about that.
Do we really need to compare? Do we really need to?
Like
we
you,
both going through our shit away from you. That's it.
it's like it's a self-defense thing. Like you
Yeah.
blaming your,
not
like
like
you
a
trying
thought,
to, how you say it, divert your problems on somebody else.
Yep.
We move. Life is a life. So
Oh, gosh.
when is Francis Ngannou's fight actually?
Tonight. or
tonight?
tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah,
I think it's tonight.
something like that.
We're fighting Dubai, so I wonder what time is it East Coast. I need to check on that later because
Yeah,
I
that's
want
tonight, I
Joshua to feel the pain.
What time Eastern? I'm not too sure. I think it's like 10, 11 p.m. UK.
So it's 5 hours back. So it's about 5-6 p.m.
Yeah, something like that. What are we expecting the back four to be then with all these injuries? Gusto
Well,
left
I
back,
think-
or are we doing Gusto
Yeah,
right
yeah,
back,
yeah.
Gilchrist left back?
I legit don't care, man.
I think it's going to be Colwell left back.
Nah, he's out.
yeah.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's out too now. He got a
Gilchrist
toe
will
injury.
Gilchrist will
Who's the
probably
left
start.
back? Does
I
Sassy
don't know,
right
shit.
back? I have no idea.
It's either Gusto left back, the Sassy right back, or it's Gusto
Yeah.
right back and Gilchrist left back. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Some variation.
Oh god.
You think Silver starts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
President
Gusto will start.
and Gano will-
We've had
Silva.
9 days off, so everyone who's fit will be fit and rested.
That's Thiago Silva.
Silva, he's not in the injury list, so he should be back.
No.
Cucurella's not there either, but like we don't know if Cucurella's going to be ready yet.
Mm.
Yeah.
He should
If he's
be. He was
ready,
back-
then obviously Cucurella, Gusto. It's all
I'm not being
sorted.
funny, but considering how long we've had to rest, he should be ready. Like he had,
Yeah.
he came back before he was in training before the last game we had.
Which player you talking about?
Cucurella.
Cucurella.
Silva. Oh, Cucurella. One of those.
Like it sucks.
Oh,
and I-
Cucurella is available. So why are we not playing
Well,
him as left back?
He should be in theory. He's not on the injury list, and he came back into training before the last game we had. The whatever
Mhm.
game it was, I can't remember.
No, he had the surgery. What kind of surgery was it? Anybody knows?
Oh, that was that was when he got the injury. I don't know what it was, but the issue, the
Ankle
annoying thing in
surgery.
the world, yeah, in an
Ankle?
ideal world, I wouldn't
Yeah.
play him, straight away in his first game back. But unfortunately, we have really no other option if he's fit. But this is why you don't loan out one of your left backs to a team where they're now playing him left back, and he's winning, player of the months and man of the matches and scoring winning goals and all that jazz.
I seriously don't understand what's going on with these injuries still. We getting player injured after injury.
Well, based on how people saying that the training is going, I can tell you easily how
Mm.
overdoing it. That's the only explanation. Ankle injuries are because the tight spaces usually. That's the reason you try to play, that square drills a lot. That's the ankles could be possible if it's not how you say it, like physical hit on the ankle, but twisting the ankle. You twist an ankle because you do side to side movement. So that could be the reason because of the way the training is going.
Mm.
All kind of muscle injuries are due to overwork. For example, when you're tired, you think you're not cheating, but your body can cheat, compensate. Saying, like, for example, instead of footwork, you're going for just like, sorry for my English explanation, but this is how we usually work. For example, when you're really, really tired, by definition, you have to physically be in front of the ball to have a first touch. Good first touch. That's the, how you say it, ABCs of first touch. Your body is supposed to be in front of the ball for the first touch to occur because your body is the one that like a kind of cushion. You know what I'm saying? When you're really, really tired and pass slightly not towards you, instead of you moving your whole body in front of the ball, you're going to reach with your leg side. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of cheated. Instead of go the whole thing on the left, you kind of cheated, and instead you put in the foot in front of it, and that cheating part could lead to injuries. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's mechanisms of injuries on the muscle injuries. You overdo the muscle injuries, and based what people saying it on how trainings are going, that's possible. There could be possibility that players are literally overrun, and they just look. If you think about it lately, how young kids are becoming more pros really quicker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has to be something to it. What are they doing for them to be that of professionals at that such a young age? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of level of professionalism. Don't get me wrong. You can't train the brain. You can't lift the weights on the brain to train the brain because brain is not a muscle. So at the end of the day, how you think, it's not the same how your body can do. That's why I think if you reach the football level of those kind of levels of Premier League, they all have a fundamental of the football. The mental part is where the kicks in. How good you mentally, people reading, people, you know what I'm saying, that kind of level is. You don't have to graduate to school. I'm saying, I don't know. Like sometimes I think all the new knowledge that we know in sport medicine, it's great, but I wouldn't pass by. It could be a bad thing in the long term for those kids too. You know, like you early develop, you early finish. You're not gonna go as the longest Thiago Silva in 40. You're not even gonna go as long as 35. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also think as well, depending on the ages of some of the players as well, like it might also be a workload thing. But other than that, like I can't really put my finger on what's causing all of this. I think part of it comes down to training or recovery, but it's stuff that we don't see. So you can't really just say this is the problem. This is the problem. We're just speculating. All we can say is that this injury problem is a mess, even by our standards. Like we've had injury problems for years, but not this bad and this consistent.
I'll give you one example. What's the best thing for muscle? Everybody will tell you, any bodybuilder, anything. Is sleep. It's recovery. Recovery is the biggest thing. So if you're gonna go to any Chelsea football content or Chelsea or any football, do they show the pictures of players' recovery? All we see about the players is in the training. We don't see them recovery. I don't see the recovery. Nobody's posting. You know who does though? Cristiano Ronaldo does it. He posts what he does after the trainings. Thiago Silva mentioned once what he does it after the training. He's like, my practice does not stop at training ground. He said, I'm still doing the stuff at home after he changed this diet. I don't see that thing, and like, you know what I'm saying, in young kids, and Chelsea Football Club doesn't show it. As a matter of fact, none of them. Well, I don't follow other clubs' public space things, what they tweet about it, but I don't see how they recover. I know how they train. I want to see how they recover, because they do need to recover. Those muscles need recovery. The only thing is good for the muscle is recovery and nutrition. If what's his name? If D'Artagnan is or Cucurella do everything he needs to be doing in the training ground and then go eats bacon, ain't gonna help. Ask what's his name? Hazard. You know what I'm saying?
Poch was meant to be a manager that was good with fitness, though. So, like, I'd assume at a top level, the diet and everything is a huge part of these players' regime. So, again, it's all speculative. Like, maybe the recovery isn't as good, or maybe we push the players too hard in training. Maybe that would be the case. Because I can imagine this guy always just prioritizing like heavy running and everything like that, just based off what he always seems to talk about in press conferences. But again, it's just all speculative. We don't know. It's just this ain't good enough. Especially if, like Maldini say, we play one game a week as well. These players can't be getting overstretched like that. Like, how? When we were under Conte, we had barely any injuries. We had players playing under a brazy tempo every week. Now, like, shit, I don't know. The only thing I could say is there's some players who haven't had injuries as much as others. But
it's not
that's
even.
it.
But the thing is, even the one game a week, right? Because you see it at City, they play in every competition and go far in every competition normally every season. But outside of one or two players like De Bruyne, even Haaland hasn't been anywhere near as injury prone at City as he was at Dortmund. Anywhere near as injury prone. He still has injuries, but the way they're looked after is so much better at City. And they play every single game, every single week, in every competition, pretty much every season.
Well,
so even if we were playing more often, like the recovery and what Alex is saying, like the the stuff we can't see behind the scenes, whether it's recovery, whether it's dieting, whether it's training, whatever it is behind the scene, is fucked. Whatever it is behind the scene, regardless of how it's fucked from top to bottom.
And it's not like it's only Chelsea. That's my problem. Look at the Liverpool's list. Look. I mean, even City had problems early this season. As much as City did, even City had problems with injuries. If you will go through,
Haaland, all out.
I don't like. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not only Chelsea. It's the like this. It's going to happen with again with every new ideas comes in. You will hear something later in life saying like, "Oh, we did that. Maybe we should have slowed down that process." For example, like somebody discovered the new way to training specific thing for the specific thing, so everybody goes to that. Remember when it was what's his name that people used to be cracked about like a freaking cocaine about that exercise that people did, like power lifts, all this shit. What's that fucking shit name that everybody is doing in the United States? There's a new gym, expensive as hell. CrossFit. Thank you. Remember when CrossFit first came to the on the thing? Everybody's doing it. Later on, they figure out, all this jerking motion on the thing is not healthy.
Yeah, that looked like that will kill your joints.
You see what I'm saying? So all this shit eventually became bad for you, but in the beginning was good. So for me, the whole situation with the way they train, the way we did this, it's kind of like reminds me of that CrossFit situation in the first year. Those kids become monsters of physical ability in young age when it's never happened before. That's why I'm asking, what the fuck are we feeding that Gallagher for? He cannot stop running. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been for long. You cannot tell me that it's been for long because Jurgen Klopp team ran like a freaking maniac since he got there, and he never got them fit all the time. That's why we only won one cup, you know what I'm saying? One title there, because you cannot sustain that kind of thing. You have to rotate. You have to bring the new young bloods. All of a sudden, I'm telling you, within 5 years, we're gonna find out that whole thing that everybody's approaching now is gonna be wrong. Maybe we shouldn't go too fast in that kind of, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of style of training. I hope people understand what I'm saying, because sometimes even of like my thought process, like, what did you just say? I hope people understood what I'm actually trying to say. That
there's
like,
a lot. The way we
approach the situation.
The way we approach training must be an issue.
It looks all fine and dandy now, but it could be that within 5 years we will figure out like, oh, you know what? Maybe that approach to training wasn't right on the physical part, on the players. It's because another thing that actually bring me the different point. Do you realize that the players are not talking about the player football abilities? We're talking about what he does as a system. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
System versus IQ of the game. It slows down. It's the players becomes robots and not football players. In Halo FC. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what they said for Liverpool.
Yeah. And guess what? Those managers like small squads. What bizarre. Klopp likes small squad. And his team used to run like a freaking crazy.
Most managers like small squads, most top managers, because it's just easier to manage in terms of in coaching, like just in terms of, because that was the problem Potter had last season. It's like we had too big a squad, so trying to get your ideas across to every person, like, is hard. And then also in match days, you've got like because United had this. I was watching a thing with Rants and Monts, I think yesterday, and they were talking about United under Ollie and how every match day he was having to tell 8 players, "Oh, you're not playing today," and sooner or later that grates on players as well. So from a morale perspective, like most top level teams prefer, or top level managers prefer small squads, and you supplement the little gap with young players.
Exactly.
And that's how the young players get their chances, the little gaps. So that's like Pep with like Bob and Palmer last season, and Lewis.
How long
when he
does
came
it
into
take
the team.
Foden to be on the bench? How long did it take Foden?
Oh, like 4
Do you
years. 3
think
years.
Scott, do you think
I think
Foden...
it was like 3 years.
It's more than 4. It's since Silva left. He was supposed to be Silva replacement, remember?
I've forgotten how long Silva left ago.
Yeah, exactly. He is supposed to be direct replacement for Silva. And guess what? How many wingers they signed since then?
Yeah, this will be his, like, I think 5th season or 6th season, Foden in that City team.
So my point is, do you think Foden would have stayed with City?
I was wrong.
CP, can you echo?
Yeah, switch the stream off in the background, brother.
Yeah, I was wrong. This is his 7th season.
Okay. I feel like what's funny part is, do you think Foden would have been as slower developed if Poch wasn't there? Would you think Foden would have sticked to the City?
No.
I think he would have stayed at City. I don't think he would have
won shit.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm saying like, or he would have been more starter.
No, I think he would have stayed, but I don't think he would have developed anywhere near as much as he has done. But I think that's just because it's Pep. In the same way, there's a lot of players, I think, if they were at City as opposed to other teams, they develop more just under Pep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like it's a weird one with City because, yeah, I just think Pep does so much for that team. Similarly to Klopp, I think if certain other players had gone to Liverpool instead of where they went, they'd have developed more under Klopp than they did under other managers because it's Klopp.
I just think it's I just think that Pep is the evidence of you cannot fight for the titles for the leagues with too many youths development in your team. You can't develop all the youth you want. You can only have 1 or 2 youth players that could have some constant minutes within the game and in the development state. Otherwise, the whole situation is like it's opened my eyes how impatient young kids are nowadays. Like, oh, I'm ready for the first team. I understand you feel you're ready, but then you will end up like McEachran. You will end up like, you know what I'm saying? Like your career is going to be short. Remember when we cried for that little kid, that right wing? He's on Brighton. What's that kid?
Right wing.
No, right back.
Lamptey.
Lamptey.
Yeah. Remember Lamptey? Nobody remembers Lamptey anymore. But wow, did he came out with a bang? How can we sell that kind of player?
Yeah, he just had that one game against Arsenal off the bench. That was it. I never really understood the fuss with him. That one game, and then he left while we had Aspie and James as other options.
With Chelsea, it's opposite. With Chelsea, it's opposite now. You like, instead of you like progress 2 youngsters, and we progress 2 olders in the team. Rest of them are young.
I think the issue that you have and the reason for the young players thing in terms of wanting to play is because we're at a stage now, and I think this comes with, you know, guys like Rashford getting their chance early, and you see a pattern with certain youngsters like Rashford, like Saka and others who come into their team super young and do well, and then you'll have guys as well like Colwell, for example, last season he'll go and play for a mid-table Premier League team in Brighton at a young age, and because they're able to play at that level, like, it's not necessarily entitlement, but they feel they can then they have some level of ego.
Well, you have to look at the team at that moment. Again, there is a big difference between your team fight for the title and your team try to establish something. So, for example, when Saka became on the scene, that team wasn't fighting for the title to give. For example, Alex, he will not get that many minutes if it was at a Pep team. because Pep
I know,
cannot
I agree,
afford.
Alex. I'm not talking about at a specific team. I'm talking in general, and I think this is the thing.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
a
in
lot
general,
of players
yeah.
are betting on themselves. Where it's like a Colwell, like last summer, was betting on himself because he felt I can play consistently for a Premier League team. It doesn't have to be Chelsea, because at the end of the day, this is my career, and I think this is the thing. I think if you go back of like 10 years ago, more people are willing to stay at a bigger team because it's a bigger team, and they feel they'll get their chance eventually. Whereas now, I think people will get that they know they'll get their chance somewhere, and if they play well, there's a chance they get to that big team later on anyway. If they just go and play football now. They're not willing to wait because their career isn't always, as we're seeing, it doesn't always have to be long. So I think just more players are betting on themselves.
Same thing with Trent Alexander. Great talent, I agree. But at the time when Klopp is developing him, he didn't fight for the title. He didn't go straight into the thing. He had time to develop. He had time to risk. I'm talking about if you going for a title, if you're that team, you cannot develop more than 2 players in my mind. You can't. You can't develop 2 players. You have to have ready players to fight week after week. I think if it wasn't for Pep, Foden, it would have left City, which I'm pretty sure he would have, because there's when Foden was there, he's not the only one that actually that talented at that young age at the thing. What's his name? The other guy that went for Borussia. What's his name? That went to United.
Sancho.
Sancho was considered more talented than Foden at City. You see what I'm saying? Then it was what's his name? Look at Palmer. I'm not saying he's more talented than Foden. I'm saying like there's the situations where I don't think it would happen or would have happened only because Pep is there. Because Pep has a lot of pull as a manager.
But then that pull also applies to the signings that they make there too.
Exactly.
So let's say if Pep's not there, they don't get those other signings. Maybe Foden does stay.
That's what I'm saying. Foden either would stay, but he would have been way more starter position than he is. That's what I was trying to say. If Pep wasn't there and he stayed, he would have been starter on consistent more at times than he was under Pep. The fact is, everybody kept telling everybody he's a Thiago Silva replacement. If you're a true City fan and you deny that, you're bunkers and Pep brainwashed you because it came off Pep's Guardiola's mouth that he's Thiago replacement.
You mean David Silva, Alex? Sorry, you mean David Silva, Alex? I think.
What?
You mean Bernardo or David Silva?
David Silva.
You said Thiago Silva. You said Thiago Silva. That's why.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
There's too many Silvas.
No worries.
Silva, how long did he left? He's supposed to be his direct replacement. How many wingers did they sign since then?
Brought in Doku. They brought in
Grealish.
Grealish.
Alvarez.
I think there was that Ferran Torres one for about 6 months.
So all this hype about Foden, but wait, did Pep really trust him to start game in, game out since that Silva left? No.
No.
Sterling was there before Pep.
Sané.
He joined the season before. And Sane joined as well under Pep.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't
was
Sterling
another
leave
one.
City because he didn't get much game time because Grealish played more?
Who thinks?
I think
Sterling,
he
because he
Sané.
left City because he said he wasn't getting much game time.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, to a point. Big up Aziz saying, do you think Poch's training is the cause of the injury? It looks like it. That's all I can say. It looks like it.
I mean, allegedly, if he's training like a hard training session before match day, how are you supposed to recover before match day? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
If
the
that's
stupidest
true.
shit ever I heard in my life.
Yeah.
The heavy training before the game.
That
why
just
would
sounds
you do
like
that
like
when-
sabotage at that point.
Exactly.
It's like that don't even
No, that's
make
just-
logical sense. It's like you're just trying to take the piss out of us. Right,
Trying to
let
make
me
it
try
so
and
we can
fuck
fail.
Chelsea up as much as possible. The Tottenham fans will still like me. That sort of shit.
And I don't think he caters to the players we have. I'm just gonna reference. Did you guys watch the Ronaldo phenomenon, like R9's documentary? The only reason I'm saying
Nah.
this is because there's a part where he's in Inter Milan and they have a new manager come in, and he's like, Ronaldo needs to work to get into the squad, but he would do triple sessions or double sessions to him after his first knee surgery, and that's how he got his second one that same game, right? So it feels like a very similar thing to Poch, and they were both Argentine, coincidentally, where it's like they're doing these stupid sessions to these players that they know are injury prone or have recovered from a major injury, but they're pressuring them to meet a standard that they shouldn't be meeting at that point, which is stupid, like completely. Like Chilwell just came in for 5 games and he's gone again.
Well, Curry, I've said this before. Like he there's a quote of him at Tottenham where he says he gets the guys who come back from injuries to do double sessions. Like that's fucking ludicrous. Like that's literally, and that's a quote. That's literally a quote of him at Tottenham. That's ludicrous. What do you mean double sessions? And as you said, you're talking about guys who are injury prone, like Chilwell, like James, like Badiashile to an extent, and Kunku, etc. Like some of these guys are injury prone. You're getting to do double sessions. Of course, they're then going to get another injury. Like that's fucking ludicrous.
It's pathetic doing a double session whilst they're like recovering from an injury. It's just...
Like double sessions in general with these injury problems.
Double sessions are something.
I've been trying to
don't understand why.
everybody.
Just like
double sessions are something
don't
you
do a double session. Like one session.
I say double sessions are something you do either A in pre-season, because obviously it's pre-season, or B for guys that don't play a lot during the season, but you want them to keep fit during the season.
What, so like the youngsters, like if they
like so say for example, right? You look at last season, I'd have been having you might have been having like a Ziyech do a double session just to keep fit in case he's needed across the season, right? Or guys who are not going to play a lot, but you keep them match fit so that if you need to rely on them, they can come in and they're sharp, basically. Yeah. Like apart from that, I'm not getting guys to do double sessions in any other scenario, especially during the season. That's like anyone that plays regularly will already have enough match sharpness and match fitness during the games where they should be fine. It's just during the week you just have a session a day, typically. Like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fucking insane.
And then it snowballs, right? Because like now Cucurella's back from injury, we have to play him basically. He didn't even have any minutes, I think, last game, even as substitute. Or I think maybe a little bit, but that's about it. So now he's rushing in. Same with Thiago Silva, because Colwa has that toe injury. So it's like, it's just going to be self-fulfilling, because now you're bringing on injured players in a hurry to cover the injured players that got injured during your training.
Here's the thing, guys. We have conflicting reports because there's conflicting reports don't make sense to me. There's the two separate entities in the game. If you injured, it's like you transfer care from you going from the at least it's how it would me. You go from the manager, like the first team manager, and you go into like a second, which is the medical and rehab facilities and on injury list. Like you're going from literally different building to different building. It sounds to me that nobody actually wants to take the how you say it, either blame or initiative. Because, for example, if medical team saying that that Pochettino doing the trainings, heavy training before the games is wrong, I want to know why. Unless they agree with them, because based on what they're saying, for example, you go into the game, not a lot of players get it injured in the game, they get it injured after the game. They get injured in the training ground. So the training before it's crazy because it looks like they're lethargic. That explains why the heavy training. The lethargic part of the on the match day explains the heavy training before, not the injuries. Injuries is something different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those things do not match, because if it was injury before, if it was the training before the game, they will get injured during the game. They don't get injured during the game. They injured in the training ground. So that day is not relevant to it. That day relevant when you see us play lethargic. or only capable of for 30 minutes. Pause. That's it. But the problem, another one occurs is why is the medical staff does not communicate with the coaches, saying that your training's method, that those heavy training things on the muscle reflects on the injury list. Either they don't like it or they like each other that much. What could explain that? What's his name? His son is on other team. Nobody noticed, but Pochettino's son is one of those rehab people.
S&C coach. He's an S&C coach. It's not rehab. It's S&C.
Whatever.
Strength and conditioning.
Yeah. But the point is, Alex, I'll tell you something for a fact. Yeah, the medical team can only advise Pochettino. But
Yeah,
at the end
well,
of the day, no.
it
At the end of the
depends.
day,
It depends.
At the end of the
It
day,
depends.
it's
It
Pochettino
depends.
who makes the final decision. I'm telling you as a guarantee. The medical team can go up to him and say, "This so and so can play this amount of time. This is our advice to you. If you overrule that, that's up to you. The consequences on you. But us as a team have advised you based off their knowledge. They can't
Yes.
control him and tell him
Look,
what
look,
you know what I mean?
Ziad, you're saying partially correct thing. Again, I'll bring you another thing. Players don't get injured during the game.
Yeah.
Okay? They get injured in training. Everything you said is right if they would have got constantly injured during the game.
No, I'm just talking
Right?
about in terms of when they come back from the injury. In terms of people saying he does double sessions, they're injured even though he keeps playing them. Why is he playing them? That's my point. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
but
the double
that's not
session
what-
thing is me inferring he's learned nothing as a manager because he did say
Yeah,
that as
yeah,
a
yeah.
quote. So
Yeah.
I'm going based on the fact he's learned nothing else as a manager in that time. Like he hasn't changed anything about the way he was in terms of Tottenham or PSG at Chelsea. He's the same as he was 5 years ago. So I'm going to assume that he was the same. He's the same as 5 years ago in terms of the way he handled injuries.
I don't know. Bro.
So, Alex, I have a question for you. But don't you think it feeds into each other? What I mean is, if the train is so exhausted, right? We always perform well in the first half, like we've been saying all season. But then we look exhausted in a second. So then that exhaustion then feeds onto, them getting more injured again in the training session after the after the game day.
Yes, you're right, but that's when I said my biggest problem with that. It's not how much they train. My biggest problem with the day before the training, it's not about this day itself. It's how much lethargic we look during the game because of it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But the third part, you're right, that I'm questioning not the training ground. I'm questioning the rehab. That's why they get usually injured the next day or day after the game. You see what I'm saying? Usually we go through the hard training, we look like shit for 30 minutes, then we go into the Monday or Sunday, the next day after the game. We hear somebody got injured within the next 2 days after the game. That's my problem with them. Rehab.
But Alex, it's all a build-up, and it all comes up together. It's not as simple as looking at it just, you fucker, hey bitch, dickhead.
Oh, he's driving.
What do you call it? It's not as
Imagine
simple
the
as
bicycle guy on a bicycle teaching other bicycle guy how to drive.
I'm not on a fucking bicycle, dickhead. That's a fucking car, man.
Okay, tricycle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I offended you.
Tricycle, bro.
You know those little pinky tricycle.
Listen, but Alex,
Lewis, look, this is Ziad.
All we know, the players that are playing in game. Oh, I lost my point now, bro. Fuck's sake. Bro.
Exactly. You didn't have one in the beginning.
I lost my point, bro.
Or could it just be that they're not recovering well?
That's what I'm saying. It could be they just don't recover well.
Or they could just not take care of their body. They might not be eating like healthily or just something like that.
Yeah, that's just no.
I don't think so.
Let's not question their diet, bro. That's one thing we're not going to question, man.
I mean,
What?
you can. We've seen
What?
players. We've seen it happen to players.
Why
before.
would that not question?
Their diet.
Although to be fair, there
The
was
diet.
No, their diet.
to be fair, the same report talking about sessions before match day said that the players were overweight too. So
My
You
arse,
could talk
bro.
about.
I don't
diets if
believe
you
they're
want.
overweight. I don't believe they're
don't look
overweight
overweight.
in the way they look. But you can question players' diets. We've seen before players have issues like controlling their diet.
Fucking
Lukaku, Hazard,
Lukaku.
Rooney.
Yeah.
Plenty of people in the world, whether you're like an athlete or not, have issue controlling their diet. That's not a wild thing to say.
It's,
No, I'm talking
exactly.
about within our current team. I'm talking about our current team, not what's happened previously. In our current team, who do you think that's overweight?
It's
Or
not
I
about
don't know. It's not
overweighting,
about
you
overweight.
dumbass. Oh my.
Bro, I'm not overweight. I have issue controlling my diet. There's a fucking difference.
Exactly.
Dumbass.
I
Okay,
can
you put-
if I eat bacon and I'm not fat, it is still not good for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not. That's not the question, bozo.
They're two different things, bro. Like you don't have to be overweight to have problems controlling your diet.
No, but
That's
what
just
you're saying,
one
you don't think
extreme.
you don't think it's part of the injuries.
That
because
could
they
no.
can't
We're
control their
saying
diet.
it could
See,
be. We're saying
look,
it
Ziad,
could be.
Ziad.
Nah,
When you exhausted
nah.
in the training ground and you're really, really thirsty, instead of drinking something good, you drink Pepsi or Cola. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I saw
Nah,
Palmer
don't,
said he likes to eat Chinese food after games or something or practice.
That's after a game. Who the fuck cares what you eat after a game?
That-
When you
That's what I'm questioning.
Why?
That's
That's
the
not something to
point.
question. If you
No,
just run
what do you
12
mean?
kilometers,
It's all part
Chinese
of
ain't
it.
gonna do shit to you.
No, you
Come on,
dumbass, because the nutrition that you lost, you cannot recover with the carbohydrates, with Chinese sauces, with soy sauces.
No, but bro, Chinese sauces, bro. The
Oh, I
point
can't
is,
even cheat, man.
if you run that amount of time and you've worked that hard, you're gonna need something to bloody get your
Yes,
energy
but
back. You have to.
you can't have a
There's always healthier
Man, the
options
reason
to
they're
anything.
fucking injured.
Why?
Part
How's
of the reason
Ronaldo
they're
never
injured
no.
is because
That's
they
what.
fucking have Chinese.
Look,
How's
look,
Ronaldo never
Ziad.
injured?
That's why I'm questioning you. Like, this is why I'm questioning, because you actually have. It's actually more important what you do after your training than before the training.
No, yeah, a few days after, but the first meal after you play, nah, man.
No, of course it, bro. Ziad, I can tell you've never been to the gym and
Big up
bulked
to
or worked
Aaron.
out.
Good to see that.
Sorry.
Big up, bro.
I can tell you've never been to the gym or worked out or tried to bulk or anything. You realize that the meal after you work out is the most important
that's
one.
a false consensus because I do everything you just said. I don't.
Yeah, you do look like you're lifting weights. You do, Ziad. You do.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I don't sit on my camera.
Yeah. You barely can fit in the screen with those bright shoulders of yours.
Yeah, bro.
An
some of
ugly
us
ass
like
couch.
Some of us like to move in the football pitch. I don't want to be fucking a stiff bitch, bro.
You are stiff bitch.
Bro. I don't want to take turn like a truck.
On the tricycle. Can you imagine you being such a tough guy with those bright shoulders of yours on the tricycle? Get off my sideline. Get off my line.
Like a truck.
You're looking like
Sit on
Francis
camera.
Ngannou on a tricycle.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine
Crazy.
Francis Ngannou on the tricycle?
Crazy.
Alex, you want me to sit on camera and start flexing, bro? What's going on?
Yeah. Start
No.
muscles that goes from here, goes like this. Din, 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 din.
That's not how it works, blood.
Oh, how does it works then?
I'm not gonna sit there flex, bro. That's how it works, bro. If you want, I'll show you videos. That's enough, bro.
I don't need you on the videos, man.
There we go.
I don't need you on the videos.
See, yeah, they
Always-
probably do go out after games, especially with a younger squad. I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro, so does every single footballer and their mum, bro. Like, this is silly, bro. Every footballer and their
I mean, it's
mum eats
not.
whatever they want after they've just run 12 kilometers, minimum, probably. Especially when they're doing that 3 days a week. Come on, man. And
3
that's
days a
match only.
week?
Yeah, if you're playing 3 games in like a week or in fucking every 10 days on top of training, do you know how
We play once a
how
week.
much kilometers you're covering and how much work you're covering? Come on.
And that's what I'm saying, that they
So
need
what
more
you're telling me is
recovery.
that
They
you
need
should
better
try-
nutrition to recover.
Yeah, so what you're telling me is every
Don't
time
worry,
after a game that you'd play
I'm
to
sure
recover,
their
you're going to eat a Chinese. That's what you're telling me then. Like,
Oh,
what?
for fuck's sake, Scott, man. Nah, man. They don't have Chinese
Exactly,
every single day
nah,
after training, man.
You can't fix stupid, Ziad. You can't.
Yo, Lewis, ban that guy in the chat, man.
Bluest.
Ban that guy in the chat, man.
He called you bluest.
Ban him in the chat, man.
Who?
That fake me, bruv. Fucking cow.
No,
Oh,
it
that's
is
not
you.
you.
It is him.
Bro. You think I'm driving,
It is
talking,
him.
and typing, bro? What do
He
you
was
think
driving at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah. Cool. No
I
worries.
ain't
Yeah, he
driving,
can.
typing, and hey, yo, bitch!
Don't worry, I got him. I got
Fucking
him.
driving, typing, and talking. That's mad skill, bro.
That's a
Manual
skill. That's
roll.
right.
You can't drive and text.
I'm driving manual, bozo.
So
I'm not right, bro. Of course you can, but not right now. It's definitely possible. If you, bro,
Depends on where
Alex,
you are,
Alex,
innit?
don't forget, yeah. This is not America where your roads are so fucking big and you just go sit in third gear for the whole time. In London, you stop and start every 2 seconds. So
I don't want to hear your excuses how you drive, man.
when you come London, I'll take you on a tour, man.
Hey, we know how
You
he
should
how
have
it
said
is.
Yeah, I
pause, that's
definitely don't want to drive with you, man.
Listen, man, I took Lewis to Manchester, bro. You'll be all right, man.
Yeah, he's a good driver. He's a good driver.
Yeah, you're gonna think that I'm a maniac because I do drive like I'm in Bangladesh, man.
Three times my
swear.
dad's a clown, bro. Hold that, man. Oh shit, is that me getting run over? Oh no, it's ambulance.
By the way, why would you have a clutch when you stop every 5 seconds? Why wouldn't you buy yourself an automatic then?
Because I got manual license, so I want to drive at least for a couple of years, have a manual license, and then I'll get automatic.
You have
Then
a
I'll buy-
separate manual license from your.
Yeah, for in the UK to drive
Really?
manual, you have to get a manual license.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
you're losers.
exactly. We are losers, exactly.
Yeah, freaking losers.
If you pass your test in automatic, you can't drive manual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lewis,
Yep.
Yeah.
what did you think of the Newcastle manager that apparently if he leaves, we might be after him? What did you think of that bullshit?
It's a load of
I don't
nonsense.
believe it. Don't believe it.
Fair
If anyone, just straight up, if anyone believes Ben Jacobs on anything when it comes to managers, or just in anything in general, you're a fucking idiot.
Anything in general.
Respectfully, you're a fucking idiot. After the Grand Potter stuff
The
last
guy-
season, you're a fucking idiot, respectfully.
The guy had the space open in the middle of. He had
Man,
the
I
space
deserve
open.
as an option and then took him off a week later. Like, I'm not listening.
Then he said that Harry Potter is not getting fired anywhere in the space in the middle of him getting fired. That's
must
an
be
L on
so
so many levels.
Bro, he's lost all credibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not believing them Eddie Howe links. That is what it is. I'm not listening.
Bro, I'm gonna just wait until it's actually reported by someone fairly reliable and just wait and see what happens. Instead of speculating on which one of the 10 managers we've been linked with. Like,
Scott, I'm going back to when you first met Alex. I don't believe any newspapers until I see a shirt. I don't believe you.
That's kind of what I'm doing with the manager thing. I'm gonna just wait and see what happens instead of speculating whatever 10 of one of the 10 managers we've been linked with. Let's just wait and see. I've got preferences, yes, but do I care that much? No.
I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people on purpose when they say, "Who's your opinion?" Then you can't have you can't want Poch out and not picking who you want. Watch me. I'm gonna piss off.
Yeah,
some
because
people.
that's just shit copium from Pochinners. Oh, you can't be put down if you don't know who you bring in. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
That's why.
Watch
Do your stumpy angry feet, stumpy. Like, how you can criticize somebody and you not have an option? You just wants to be crying. Whatever, man. I just want this fraud to be out.
Lewis, are you going on Monday?
I'm still in two minds about it.
Can you just go to do a fan cam and then tell everybody how it is?
Bro, I
could do a video for that. I can't be bothered for it. If we lose, it's just going to be depressing and I'll feel like I wasted my money. If we win, I'm going to have idiots telling me, "Oh, are you happy now? Oh, we won. Smile.
Yeah.
Don't be negative."
I'm still going to say be
probably
Pochettino.
piss me off even more.
Yeah, you were
I
furious the
can't be
last
asked for
time.
it.
Is that a home game?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a home game.
yeah.
Monday night.
Oh, great.
Yeah, everyone's going to be watching.
I might go. I don't know if I'm gonna go. I'll figure
No,
it
there's
out.
no point. Like, if you're not going to enjoy yourself, then what's the point, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's just a social thing for me now. But like, I could just go and meet my guys after the Leicester game because I'm already not going to that. That's an early kickoff. Just go pub off. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can find anyone who wants my ticket.
what
But do you
time is
just
it?
give it away or do you sell it?
Ah, sell it face
Sell it.
value. I don't give it away.
Yeah. That's good.
Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
Big
big
up,
up,
Alex.
Alex, man.
Big
You
up,
take
Alex.
care.
Big up.
Big up to OG Harmone saying who got injured, just for reference. It's Badia Shield, Chilwell, Colwill, Gallagher, Fafana, James, Lavia, and Cuckoo and Ugo Chukwu out injured. But Chukwuemeka is joining team training.
Like he
Yeah.
did last time, he proceeded to get injured again straight away.
Wait, who else
Yeah.
is in training? Isn't Badiashile and
No, Badia
Romel?
Shield's still out. No,
Oh,
it's
right.
partial team training. That's still out. That's still out.
But Cole's one is
Fair
his toe in it, so that's like, bro. I don't even know, bro.
Yeah, but he's still out. He's still out.
I'm
It's just Chukwuemeka,
bro.
maybe Cucurella, maybe Silverback, and that's it.
Cucurella.
I
That's
can't
it.
wait
There's
for our
nothing.
starting lineup.
I just can't be bothered, no.
Do you think our front three
I
is just going to be the
Definitely
same?
can wait.
Chill
I
on the
Who knows,
definitely
to be
can
fair.
wait.
Yeah, I think the
At least
front
they
three
don't
is
have
going
to
to be
put-
same.
At least I don't have to watch Chilwell play, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one
I
positive.
guess. Hey, you might have to watch
Cucurella.
Gilchrist.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
See guys on Twitter saying he should start on merit. I was like, merit? What merit?
What merit?
Yeah,
Man was shit
that's
the last game he
baffling
played.
one.
It's ridiculous. Hey, just Cobham born and bred in it. That's your merit. That's your fucking
Burn
merit.
Cobham to the grounds, man.
It's fucking annoying, bruv. Like, we'll just sit there and say anyone who just came from the academy and shows a bit of passion needs to join. Cool. Whatever.
Oh, pay me
Big
that
up
money,
seeing
I'll
that
do that,
thing when
bro.
players end up on the injury list after games and we only play once a week. Logic points to training and poor recovery. No accountability anywhere. I hear it. A lot of people will talk about the medical team, but I'm thinking like,
Bro, we've changed
What-
our medical team 4
what-
fucking times since this ownership group have come in.
yeah, it's like, I don't
Bro.
really get it because their job is to keep people fit. If anything, not to cause injuries
Yeah,
or to help
Lewis,
people recover.
But Lewis, if Scott's words are correct about this guy's previous, then we have the answers in front of us. If this Donny actually got
Yeah.
previous of overdoing it and not
He has.
understanding what the players' limits.
I have the screenshots of it. I just need to find
Okay, then
it.
if
Okay.
he clearly doesn't understand players' limits, then why does everyone always look at the medical team like, bro? Do you know how rare it is for a medical team to fuck up? Like, I'm sorry,
It's just
sorry to
easy.
say
I
it,
feel
but
like
it is
this
rare.
is just easy.
It's very
It's
rare
easy to
for
blame
these
the
lot to
medical
fuck up. Like, it's not gonna happen, man.
Let me see if I can find it. My bookmarks are fucking massive, so I need to keep
I'm not
scrolling.
fucking surprised.
Yeah, it's a bunch of quotes and transfer news and all and everything. But I did have the quotes for it somewhere.
People saying Cole was injured because someone probably stepped on his toe or something, bro. Shut up, man.
Ivan Tony apparently.
Yeah, Levi Cole was injury prone. You alright, mate?
There it
When I
is.
step on your toe, fucking metal studs. How about that one, bro? See how injury prone you are.
That's it.
Yeah, there's this one. There's a report that he had 60. Oh, I don't know if it's a report or it's just confirmed by Tottenham fans. They had 60 plus injuries in his first season as a manager there. There's a thread, which is what I was talking about, where of quotes while he's at Tottenham, and one of them is the double sessions thing. Like,
Wait, he had 60, Scott, in his whole time at Tottenham.
no, in his first
in his
season,
first
he had
season.
60 plus
I was gonna
injuries.
say because that's why we've got 42 just alone this season.
Yeah, no, in his first season, he had 60 plus
Yeah, I
injuries.
was gonna say.
There's
bro,
obviously
yeah.
the Dele Alli quotes about and the Danny Rose thing about like him ruining their fitness.
But Scott, I thought that was
so
going to be a
it's-
positive coming in when the way people were putting it in terms of how fit he
So
is
it's a
to play.
definition of being whiny just to look at the manager that's in
Ah,
front
shut
of
the
you and
fuck up,
say
you-
he's not doing
You
good enough.
toxic
Okay.
positivity pussy. Shut the fuck
Cool.
up. I'm tired
Yeah,
of you
hold on,
people.
man.
Watch out till the end of the season, and when we finish 14th, we can all get to the conclusion that
Man, wanna be
maybe
fucking
we
happy
should have
that
got
we're
rid of the
11th. How about you
manager.
shut the fuck up? Like, I'm tired of these people, man. I'm tired of
It's
these toxic positivity pussies. Like,
It's crazy.
just
It's
want
crazy to think
oh,
with like
we're fucking negative. We're being too negative. How about you shut the fuck up?
it's crazy to think that with an injury-prone team, they hired a manager with that kind of injury history with players.
Yep.
Wait,
Mm.
They
bro,
should
we've
have.
got a
They
brand
should have
new
looked
squad,
at that for sure as
injury-prone
a
team.
factor.
Maybe they thought he'd change his ways,
I don't
but
think we've got an injury-prone team.
We've got injury-prone players.
People,
Yeah,
I'm
we haven't
sorry,
got injury-prone
people
team.
use that injury-prone thing too lightly, man. people injury prone flies are out way too easily, man.
Yeah, but you can't say that about Reece James and Ben Chilwell with the history that they have. They're out all the
But they've
time.
been here.
They've
been here for years.
Yeah, we know that they're injury prone. That's what I'm saying. We have players on the team that have injury history that are never play full season.
I mean, we should have just looked at his time. Well, the recruitment team should have just looked at his time at PSG in general. That should have been it. But hey, we're stuck here. Do we think Mudryk will be back in the 10? Do you think Mudryk
I hope
will play
so.
10?
He needs to deserve a chance. He needs to.
Possibly.
Well, it's him or Palmer. I'd rather just keep Palmer on the right. Palmer on the right. So I guess Sterling comes back on the left.
That guy is just.
And Jackson up top. And
Do we think Jackson needs to bury his chances this time against Newcastle?
I mean, players in general need to bury their chances. I feel like it's a bit vague to just,
Because I know
He said
Jackson
that
could have
himself.
scored 2 goals, and Palmer could have scored in the Brentford game, but
yeah, but you also need to make more chances throughout the game. Like that second half, we had the Disassi chance, we had the Disassi goal, we had Palmer, and that was it. I don't remember any other chances that second half.
Yeah.
Our structure was also a mess. We throw Enzo into left wing for no reason. We have Chilwell start picking the ball up in the midfield. Gallagher's just standing in Palmer's position all game. It's just ridiculous.
You don't see the wingers winning too.
Yeah, Nico Williams.
Nico Williams,
Which isn't a bad pick, but do need to figure out the wage situation. And if that's to happen, I assume Mudryk goes on loan too.
I'll be real. It's not even just a wage thing for me. It's you need to work out the squad assembly, for lack of a better term. Because obviously we've got the guys we've got. If you bring in another winger, that's 5 wingers. You got to work out what you're doing with the guys that are coming back, whether you're loaning them back. Because because you've got 2 wingers who could logically come back and be involved in the squad. I'm not saying start being involved. That'll be then 7 wingers. You then got to work out, cool, who's leaving permanently, who's leaving on loan. As long as they have that in mind, I'm calm. And obviously,
I don't think we need wingers in terms of numbers. I think it's in terms of quality.
Oh no, I agree, but that's what I'm saying is you'll inevitably then with that. We need better quality in the wing, so Williams is a good good idea. But you then need to work out what the fuck you're doing because we'll have too many numbers. Is what I mean. Obviously, I want Williams.
And we're probably doing 1 game a week again next season, so you gotta keep a lookout for that.
Yep.
Unless we find a way to scam Conference League, which I highly doubt at this point, because I just don't think we're going to have the consistency needed to even get that. So then you got to figure out what we're doing with these players, because a lot of these players have struggled with lack of game time this season. They're about to go through that for another year. Which again, you got to look at the directors, because these motherfuckers have kept Poch in throughout the season. Which is why right now, the project's failing. Failing. What's positive in saying someone should lose their job? They don't deserve their job, number 1. And number 2, no one's asking for Lampard back. Nobody's asking for Lampard back. That's the reason why we changed managers and nothing changed, because we brought Lampard in. That's pretty obvious in hindsight. And I say in hindsight because I did do the vibe shit. And yeah, we learned a very hard lesson from that. No more vibes. Is anyone concerned about this Ornstein thing, saying that we might not be able to get Osimhen or Williams? Because I do think it's all speculative based on players that we can sign. I mean, we can sell before July.
Not worried.
It's a weird one because I think the thing that I do agree with that's in the article is that we are being looked at for the PSR thing. What I disagree with is when people say we're going to get banned and we're going to fail and we can't sell players. That's bollocks. I think at the moment we are tight on PSR, but we've got the players to be able to not be tight and to not get banned or anything. I honestly don't know. I think we'll be fine in terms of getting players in. It may just be a case of you have to work something out in terms of the wages and the fee, because the issue with both those players is more than or at least for one of those players, you'll have to pay the fee up front. with Williams. With Osimhen, they want the fee up front. They want the full release clause. So it kind of depends on what we do. But
so we can't amortize that.
No, so it's different for Bilbao. The way Bilbao basically works, as I understand it, is their players are all Basque players. They can only come from that region. And if you want to sign a player from them, you have to pay the player the full amount, and then they basically buy their contract out. So you have to pay the release clause. That's why we paid the 72 million for Kepa. United did the same when they bought Herrera. And I think there was another one, I can't remember one off the top of my head. But you basically pay the player, and the player pays the club to buy themselves out of their contract.
Okay, so that's the case for Bilbao then. But for Napoli and Osimhen,
Napoli is just a standard release clause, and it's like we could pay over that and pay it in. Like that just comes down to negotiating. The report I've seen says that De Laurentiis wants the full release clause, which if we pay the release clause would mean paying it in a lump sum. But who knows? We saw that before with like what's his name, Enzo and that.
Hopefully their your interest still exists.
Yeah.
Makes things a little bit easier. Maybe we could amortize that and then just give them Broyer on a cheaper fee.
But what doesn't
because
make
I
sense
think
is like
before July we could still amortize based off the rules of this year, and because we're out of Europe, we'd be able to amortize to 7 years.
what doesn't
That's
make
what I'm
sense
thinking. I don't
though.
know if I'm wrong.
What doesn't make sense though is like we're gonna lose Lukaku's wages of 300k a week, so like that's your wages basically for Osimhen if you want to put it that way, anyways. And even if we're not counting Osimhen, okay, Nico
Except we
Williams.
sell Lukaku.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, fair enough. But okay, even Nico Williams, like we're getting rid of Lewis Hall, who's 27 million obligation to buy, and then someone's gonna buy Matheson for 35. So you've already got the full release cost for Nico Williams, who's at 51 million pounds, and I know he's getting paid slightly over 100k, but he's not gonna cost us 200k a week. So I'm not worried about that for sure. Like, I might get the thing with Osimhen, but how is Ornstein saying we can't afford Nico Williams when we already have basically like 65 million in the bank?
It's highly likely people are going to trigger those release clauses, and obviously with Hall, most likely Newcastle will pay it. So I don't know whether Ornstein just obviously is not considering that, although these reporters don't. They just assume.
That's what I'm thinking it is.
Like
it's as it stands right now.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. I think
it's Mount.
I think he's looking at it from a case of, because the thing is, I will say, is at least what he's done in this tweet, and this is why I like Ornstein, like overall, is that he hasn't just done the fear mongering thing of like just make it all doom and gloom. Like he has at least made it sound like it sounds like it's an at the moment sort of thing. Like as it stands right now, this is the case, but it may change depending on certain things. I think that's the thing.
We should be selling Kepa too, no?
They will balance.
I don't know about Kepa. Kepa will leave. I don't know whether it'll be on a permanent or whatever, because his contract.
I think there's like quite a few amount of players that we're gonna sell next transfer window.
Yeah.
If it's 10 million to fire Poch, then fire him. Like, you're the reason why we're in this mess. You get us out of it. Not sit here and wait for him to tank us even further. I don't get this copium of just sit here and accept where we are, because all things might change. We can't be asked.
Hey, whenever you get a woman, however long that may be, I pray she never cheats on you, because you'll just stay with her despite the emotional abuse that gives you.
Oh, but who else are we going to bring in? Oh, we put this much down for a house now. Like, I can't go anywhere. We're stuck here. We just got to make it work.
Yeah, despite the fact that she's emotionally abusive to you, she's cheated on you, and you feel like shit. Oh, I might not get anything better, so I got to stay with her.
It's crap. It's crap. Big up Sasuke saying Blueco out, done with these owners. I don't blame you. I'm just more stuck on they need to change their strategy, because you can't get rid of Blueco. They're stuck here. So you have to just cuss out what they're doing. And they need to just change it up. Get a new manager in. Actually do some good research for this manager. Actually work with them, with the squad. And then we build. And then rebuild. Simple as that. I know it's cost us a little bit already, but I mean, you've got us in this situation. Get us out, or keep wallowing in mid-table. Keep going down as a football club, and see how much more damage gets done. Because the only way you could still want Poch in is if you genuinely think he's going to turn it around. And if you do, then, boy, you're beyond help. You are beyond help. But I do still believe Osimhen is our number one choice. I don't know the situation with Tony. Like, there's been rumours Arsenal have pulled out. There's rumours he's a bit lower down on our list. Sesko keeps coming around. I don't know if anyone's seen more from Sesko than the other 2 Madrid games, but from what I've seen, I ain't moved.
Yeah, same.
Me too. Like, I haven't seen enough for him to move the
Talking
needle
about a
for
guy
me.
who can't start for Leipzig.
Oh, he don't even start for them. Yeah, what is the point?
consistently. He's like, how many goals he got? I did check a while ago, but I haven't checked recently. Let me see how many goals he's got now. But like, why am I going to get a guy? He's also younger than Jackson.
He used to.
No, I don't think they see Jackson as a striker.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, they brought him in as one.
Yeah, so you brought him in as a striker.
He'd be good. He'd be good as a backup for Osimhen, but not as a main.
Yeah, that's. Bro, this man has 7 goals.
8 months can change. 8 months can change people's opinion, right?
I say we put Ben in for Højlund, bro.
Bro, before the end of January, so before January 20th, this guy had 3 goals in all comps. Sorry, in the Bundesliga. Sorry, he scored 4 of his last 7 goals in the last 5 games.
Purple patch.
Oh boy. Yeah, allow it. At least Gyökeres is having a good first year, and he's translating his form from the Championship. You say there's a little bit of consistency there. Other than that, like shit, that's about it from me.
Bro,
that's it.
Bro, this guy in the Champions League, by the way, has scored 2 goals, and they're both against young boys. Sorry, his goal scoring record is horrid, by the way.
Oh, like,
I understand GNA isn't everything, but holy shit, this is awful.
Yeah, swerve that crap. What is that? This sounds horrific.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh my gosh. Well, we're a fucking mess. We're an absolute mess.
We're always in a mess.
Sinak, we just gotta pray we get Osimhen, man. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it puts us behind. We need an experienced striker. I don't care at this point. You could say we could have done with one this season, but like it still wouldn't have changed anything with Poch. Because it would have paper over the cracks. He's made so many mistakes this season. I don't want him to be here when the new striker arrives. I don't care about paying the 10 million and everything. I don't care. Bin somebody off and make that money back. Or you'll make it through TV money anyway. Whatever little we get for making the Carabao Cup final. Hell, how about you go win the FA Cup and make some more money? Let me not put money on that shit. Let me not put money on that.
Would you count Gyökeres as experience? Because he's like 25 technically.
How many games?
Gyökeres is 25.
Gyökeres, not Gilchrist. Gyökeres, a striker.
Oh, like the Sporting striker. Sorry about that. Yeah, like the Sporting striker.
It depends how many games he played. Because I know he played like he had a few loans at Brighton, but I don't actually know how many games he's played in total. If you're talking top level experience, no. But if you're just talking experience in general, then like potentially.
Let me see.
I'm gonna see you guys later, yeah, Lewis. Big up, though.
Big up, brother. Big up.
Big up.
So, 2 seasons playing for some Swedish team that I cannot pronounce to save my life. He had 56 appearances for them. Brighton, he had 0 appearances over 4 seasons, but he went on loan. Started in Bundesliga 2 with St. Pauli, 26 appearances. 11 appearances for Swansea on loan. 19 for Coventry in his first loan season, 45 and 46 in the 2 seasons after, and he's had 22. So he's had about 224 appearances. I'd say that counts for a bit of experience.
He's experienced, but it's not really like top level experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 seasons of first team starts, I think, in the Championship and the Portuguese league. You can count the Bundesliga 2nd division if you want to, but like I'd assume the quality there is very low.
Yep.
So Championship,
And he wasn't playing for one of the better teams, I don't think, at that time. At the
St. Pauli, I don't really know what they were doing in that season. Where did they finish? 14th. Finished 14th. Yeah, so maybe not. Maybe not. No, they finished 16th. They're in the relegate. No, 14th. 14th. I was looking at Nuremberg. Yeah, Sinak. I would rather have Osimhen, but if it's not Osimhen or Tony, I probably would go for Gyökeres.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the other options sound good. Sesko just sounds like such a red flag.
I'd have Sesko would have been one I would have got after Salzburg. Like he would have been. That's when I would have pulled the trigger because he's coming off a really good goal scoring season and he was at an age where like he could be the backup. Number one is we don't need a backup now, and number two, he's coming off a season where he is not scoring. He's not. But number one, he's not even really starting that often. He's also not scoring that often. He's had 4 goals in 5 games.
Oh, for the US fans, there's been an announcement. Chelsea versus Wrexham on July 24th.
Yeah.
There's just been a shudder going down Ben Chilwell's spine. And we have Club America on July 31st. Cool. So for anyone around California or Georgia, you've got a game.
Are they going to announce more?
Probably. They'll announce more as like the weeks go by, but those are the first 2 games.
I drove down to Philly the last one they did, but got to fly to
This
Cali.
one's California and Georgia. I don't know if that's close to you.
Yeah, Georgia's far too. You got to fly there.
California
You're
and
driving
Georgia
24 hours.
Of the country.
Of what?
California and Georgia are the opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So they're already.
And Georgia's like right beside Florida.
Yeah,
so they're going to have to deal with 2 different time zones already then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Where is it we're playing Club America?
Where is it? What Club America is in Georgia.
Interesting.
And California is the other one.
And California is Wrexham. Cool.
Wrexham, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say where in California? In California?
Santa Clara and Atlanta, Georgia. Let me put up on the screen quick.
Atlanta makes sense. Santa Clara is interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, just keep the rest of our fixtures to those 2 time zones at the very least. Because that was one of our bigger problems with the first season, 2022-23. We were going everywhere, and it was like 5 different time zones we played in under preseason. And that didn't help. So like, at least keep it to those 2 time zones.
I think Santa Clara is San Francisco. I think Santa Clara is San Francisco because I think that's where the 49ers play. For San Francisco 40, like the football team. So
I know it says CA. Is that California?
Yeah,
that's California.
Yeah, so California, so San Francisco, I think, in specific.
Yeah, California.
I hope they go back to Philly.
We'll see what the other 2 are, but that's calm. Other than that, I don't think that's everything. Chelsea haven't lost a Premier League home fixture in the month of March since 2001.
Great.
Nice. Enter Mauricio.
More records to break, huh?
Also, it would only be our 2nd loss to Newcastle at home since 2011. 2011, that's it. Fucking dreadful. Fucking dreadful.
I was going to ask you guys your opinion. Do you guys rate João Pedro Brighton, the striker? Do you guys think he's good?
Yeah, he's not bad.
I think he's good. I don't know.
Not enough fine.
Yeah, and like he had a decent season last year at Watford, but nothing spectacular. And I was surprised when he got bought when they got relegated a little bit, but he's done well.
I don't mind him. I just wonder what you guys thought about him. I've seen him play a couple of times.
I think he's a good player. It's just like he's probably not ready for that step up to a bigger team now.
Yeah.
And I also hesitate when dealing with Brighton unless it's for like their best players.
Yeah.
Like
just because he's from Brighton, it sucks.
Yeah, unless it's like for like an Estupinian or something like that, and even then I'm kind of hesitant. Yeah, it's like
Evan Ferguson.
No, absolutely not.
Oh wait, Fabrizio said Chelsea weren't working on Gyökeres anyway.
Yeah, we're not. Allegedly.
Didn't even see that one. So I don't know if that means he's out of the potential list or if he's just low on it. Hey, maybe we're not getting him either. All right, whatever. Oh no, we're also playing in Ohio against Man City.
Jesus fucking Christ. Bro, we got across the entire continent. No, sorry, the entire country. That's why did they? Oh my god.
Ohio's closer, so if anything, I gotta go
We've
there.
done it again. We've done it again.
Bro, we're playing in the southwest, the southeast, and the northeast of the fucking country.
Now we just need the
Yeah.
northwest and somewhere
Yeah,
centrally.
literally. Like, if I was gonna say, I would not be surprised if I see a thing come out saying we're playing in either Portland or Seattle or something. Like, then you'd have the whole fucking square. Like, the fuck.
I can't believe it. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't want to wait 10 games. I want to win the cup. I want to win the cup. And I have no faith in Pochettino to do it because he got handed a Carabao Cup opportunity and then defended to penalties. So, no. I wanted him gone months ago. So forgive me if I'm not patient. I have standards.
Definitely one
It's
of
as
the most
simple as
embarrassing
that.
losses I've ever seen was like the last 30 minutes and that extra time.
I've had so many games.
That was
where I
one of
thought
the
it's
most embarrassed I've ever been.
Liverpool, Wolves, the cup final, Middlesbrough.
That Middlesbrough one
Wimbledon
was
was a win, and that was embarrassing. What else? What other
And that's just
embarrassing
this season.
Manchester
I was gonna say,
United.
that entire cup
Oh,
run
the Man U
outside
game.
of the Brighton game, that entire cup run was an embarrassment. Like, in terms of the actual performances, was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Just made it look so much worse.
Even the Middlesbrough game, it was just refreshing to see us actually dispatch of a team like that we should have been doing.
Yeah, but it's like we had to do that because we just embarrassed ourselves in the leg beforehand. Like,
They didn't even make you feel good or anything coming out of that. It's just like, wow, okay, so we can wake up. Nice. Fucking brilliant. It's fucking terrible. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Sorry for the depressing stream for everyone who wanted something a bit more optimistic.
apologies to the cup Lions, yeah.
Well, we are 11th. We are 11th. We should be back tomorrow for a hate along. Should be. But I'll keep you guys posted. But until then, we're going to redirect over to Sarcasm City. Everybody head over there. Big up to everybody locked in. Like, subscribe. And as always, Poch out and up the Chels.